While I had campers, I did not use them very much. It was a vacation here, it was maybe a week, which was very rare. It usually was a 4-night extended weekend type of thing. So I really didn't know a lot. When you do the walkthrough and then you go home, I mean, you see so much in a short period of time. So when you go home and, you know, you'll use it the first time and you're like, oh my God, you know, what did they say? What's going on type of thing, and you're like trying to rack your brains trying to remember what was said and what was this button, where is this, and you don't know. It's a lot of information in a very little bit of time. So I had a lot of questions and I was constantly calling up and saying, hey, look I got this, or something's going on and it's this. And the videos, receiving them after the fact, it was nice. I wish I would have walked out the door with them. It would have saved me a lot of calling and screaming and cussing. Most of the time it answered my questions before I called the dealership. The walkthrough guy left a plug. He left a plug in the sink and left the handle on the outside sink on. So when we turned on the water and I was washing my new pots and pans and my dishes inside, I didn't have any knowledge because I hadn't even touched the outside. I would have never in a million years thought, oh, should I check to see if they left the plug in? Oh, should I check and see if they left the faucet on? Absolutely not. Why would I think that? I think a lot of this could have been avoided. You know, maybe if I had a little more knowledge, a little more comfort level, I don't think I should have had to check, but evidently I did. And it flooded out my children's bedroom quite a bit. So that ruined our lovely holiday weekend that I was trying to spend with my children and my husband, when it should have been nothing but a good time, but it was nothing but a nightmare. It could have been so avoided. I could definitely say honestly all of the issues, with the exception of one, would have already been addressed. I wouldn't be feeling negative about the dealership, my experience. But right now, all I feel is negativity. They're not helping me at all. They're not helping the customers, and instead, I'm still sitting at the campground talking trash. And it literally could all be avoided. We definitely need the product. Oh, good night, please. Well, I can tell you, there's at least 100 people. There's 100 people at least who have heard my lousy experience and how I've called and not gotten the help that I need. How I left without receiving the help that I should have had. And other people at the campground have very similar stories. And it's amazing how many people have bought the campers at the same places. It's not beneficial for any dealership not to want to give this product to the customer. Because believe me, the 100 people that I have told and the one sitting next to me, how many have they told? And how many, so you have 12 people sitting around this campfire. How many people do you think that they're gonna tell? It's not beneficial for the dealership. These videos would have damn near eliminated all of that had we had that product. Had we had that extra education, when we did encounter a problem, whether we're the ones who caused it or whether it's from the manufacturer or whether it was just from the dealership not doing the proper walkthrough and not giving us the education, oh my God, it all would have been avoided. So guess what? That 700 people that it got to would have never have heard any of that nonsense. And you would be having the repeat customer because you can trust and believe that I'm not going to keep going back to the dealership. Why? What did you give me out of it? You're not giving me anything out of it. You're giving me a camper and expecting us to know what to do with it. Come on. It definitely brought it up a lot. I don't feel that I'm so dependent on the dealers and constantly having to run and call somebody, which would not be the dealership, to come and answer my questions and pay them and then have them do stuff. It definitely helps a lot. It makes me feel way more comfortable owning it. I wish that we had actually left with the videos. It's phenomenal. They're phenomenal. So I really wish so. Everything that I've seen on the video so far is like, man, it's fantastic, okay? I think no matter what camper you got, I think everybody is definitely gonna benefit from it because you went, it could be here, it could be there. You gave like alternate sites, so when the person doesn't really know and they went to go look at it, they're not gonna freak out, oh my God, it's not there, where am I, what now? So that part, you know, you really did explain it. That was really fantastic. Yes, the video was great, and it broke it down to, for the very first person who's never owned a camper, to the person who is on their 5th camper, and it broke it down very easy, like we'll say chapters, so that if I am having a hot water issue, I'm just gonna zoom right to that, and I'm gonna look and say, okay, before I call screaming, because I'm gonna scream. And then let me see if that's gonna answer my questions. Well, guess what? It did. My flooding was in the first very chapter. I wouldn't have had that calling, screaming, losing my mind with you people, so that everybody in this campground heard me. From locals to out of state, nobody would have heard that because I was that loud and that crazy and that wild. In this video, it didn't even have to happen. It would have never happened. And nobody would have heard any of this. It's crazy. Give them the video. How hard is it?